thank you, Stephanie and Heritage and Darla and Frank and Wes for coming and saying those nice things about me. My wife doesn't believe what you said, but that was very, there are days you get frustrated in Washington, but when you think about the families you get the privilege to serve, and the people who believe in the things you all believe in, that's what makes it worthwhile to get on that plane that Wes talked about, fly down there and hang out with some of the guys who think like we do, some of the other people you're honoring around the country. That's what makes it all worthwhile. And so Polly and I appreciate the privilege you've given us. 90%, though, it's hard to believe an organization as fine as Heritage could be wrong 10% of the time. Some of them are like, wait a minute. No, it is a fine organization. One of my old coaches had a line, actually hung in the wrestling room. It said, when you chase perfection, you catch excellence. And that's a statement that I think completely exemplifies what Heritage and Heritage Action are all about. They're an organization that is no standard out there can compare to the one they set. Truly an excellent organization, devoted to defending and promoting and protecting the principles that we all believe in, and that frankly made our country special in the first place. So thank you again to Heritage for all the great work you do. Mike Needham and Tim Chapman, Stephanie's bosses, are two outstanding individuals who I work very closely with in D.C. And if you ever get a chance to interact with those guys, super individuals. And of course, the leadership Senator Bennett provides for the organization, following the footsteps of Dr. Fuller, is tremendous. So thank you again. And to all of you, thank you for what you do. Many of you had to listen to me and been stuck with me for a number of years and listened to me a number of times. And I always tell you, thanks for taking the risk associated with defending the values that matter. Because when you step out and do what you all do, you get attacked. The press always says mean things about you, which tells me you're doing good things. I have a line that if the press isn't saying something bad about you, you're probably not doing anything good. So thank you for taking that risk. And I won't speak longer, but I would just emphasize this, and you all know it. It's never been more important. I mean, it really hasn't. And frankly, our party has got to do a better job. Pew Research just did a poll. You know why 65% of Republicans think Republican leadership's not doing what they said they were going to do? Because we're not doing what we said we were going to do. And you're the energy in American politics that's going to hold us accountable and force us to do what we campaigned on last fall, why you elected us, why you gave us back the United States Senate, and why you gave us the largest majority we've had in the House for 80 years. So it has never been more important that we stand up and fight and do the right thing. So again, thank you. Polly's this pretty young lady sitting right here. This 2 months we've been married 30 years. I think many of you had a chance to meet her. We have a number of our staff here. Cam, who runs our district office, does a great job, and Susan and some interns who work for us do a great job trying to fight for those things that you all hold near and dear. Finally, I would say this. Sometimes we get discouraged and think, you know what, it's hopeless, we're never going to get there. But always remember, America has risen to the occasion and always handle whatever obstacle or hurdle is in our path. And I will tell you that there are people out there, a lot more than sometimes we think there are, who think like we do. And sometimes the young people in this country too, we think, well, they don't get it, but many of them do. Guys like Keith, who came up here and talked. We had Keith made me think of this when he gave the invocation. And Keith's interested in going to one of our service academies. One of the neat things you get to do as a member of Congress is nominate folks to the service academies. We had and then the way it works is we have a whole process and you go through it, and then we have a committee like committee offices where we take, former members of the military and some educators and business owners and professionals, and they do the interviews and make the final selections. And then we nominate them to the respective academy. And what the academy will do, they have the final up or down on whether a young man or young lady is going to be admitted. But what they'll do is they'll give us a heads up, they'll give us a call and say, we're going to accept so-and-so, and they'll be receiving a letter. So I typically get to give the good news, which is a fun call to make. I still remember the very first one I ever made to this young man. I can't remember the gentleman's name. This is 8 years ago. He was going to the Air Force Academy, and I called him up and I said, Joe, you're going to get a chance to go to the United States Air Force Academy. Because all I could hear at the end of the line was, that's all I could hear. And it took him a while, but I got to make a call this past winter. It was actually in the O'Hare Airport, between flights, and a gentleman from Wapakoneta, Ohio, Sam Meinhardt. And so I called up, I called, and Sam's mother, Suzanne, answered the phone. And I said, Suzanne, this is Congressman Jordan. I'd like to talk with Sam. And so Sam gets on the phone. I said, Sam, just want to let you know that you'll be getting a letter from the Air Force Academy. The Air Force Academy, you're going to get a chance to go. And I said, I just want to say congratulations. He said, well, Congressman, we actually got the letter. I said, oh, darn, they beat us to it. I usually get to give the good news. And he said, yeah, we got the letter. I said, well, congratulations. It's quite an honor. And, just wanted to say congratulations. I said, can you put your mom back on? And Suzanne gets back on the phone, and I said, Suzanne, I want to say congratulations to you as well. I said, that is something that obviously you're very proud of and you should be. And if we can help you in anything, in the final things you have to do, just let us know. I said, is your husband Ernest available? And I'd like to say hello to him too and congratulate him. And she says, he's not, Congressman, but I just want to tell you, I've seen my husband cry twice in his life. The day Sam and his twin brother were born, and today when he got that letter. And so when we think that there are people who've given up on this country, who don't think the same way we do, remember people like the Heimgartner family. Remember all the people who've sacrificed over the years to make this country special. Remember the values that truly make America the greatest nation ever. And that's what Heritage stands for. That's why you are all engaged in this political process to defend those values. And that's why I'm very honored that you were able to take a few minutes today and come here. And Heritage is recognizing us with this nice award. Thank you all very much.